Morning students, we are starting with lesson number 2.7 of unit 2, Yanamine and Bushi. Now Yanamine is a girl name and Bushi is a boy name. What this lesson is, we will read out one by one paragraph. With that I will explain you the lesson 2. Yanamine Chiru was the most admirable girl in Oceania. She was intelligent, tall, strong, big, and beautiful. And most important of all, she was so well trained in karate that no one could beat her. Now, this Yonaman Chiru, she was a talented, with that strong, big, beautiful, and intelligent girl she was in Oceania, and she was trained karate player as well, as that no one can beat her, means when she starts playing with anyone, she will make that person to lose the match and she will win the match. When it was time to get her married, her father, who was a rich merchant, began to worry. He loved his daughter and wanted her to be happy and well cared for. She was beautiful and she would inherit a fortune from him. But where, oh where, could he find a young man who would come forward to marry a woman who was stronger than him? Now, like every father, her father also was worried for her daughter's marriage. And he was a rich merchant. Now he started to worry for her daughter that she will get married to anyone or not, or anyone will come to marry her or not, because like every father, he also wanted to see her daughter happy, and he used to love and care her a lot. And first of all, the Yunamine was beautiful. With that, she was inherent and fortune, means she was capable of herself. So, but where his father can find a young man for her to get married, because she was more stronger than him. Yanamine had her own ideas about marriage. She declared firmly, I will only marry a man who can beat me in a fair fight. Now, front of his father, she kept a challenge that she will marry a man who can beat her in a fair fight. Mean there will be a match. In that match, the man who will fight with her and will defeat her, and that man will win the match. So with that man she will marry. Surprisingly, many young men picked up the challenge and came forward to fight her. After all, she was a beautiful girl with a fortune. Many wrestlers were eager to win her in a contest of martial arts. Now, she was first of all very beautiful. So to marry her, many men came ahead to accept the challenges. But because she was beautiful and fortune, so all wanted to marry her. But they have to accept the challenge. So they eagerly accepted the challenge of martial art to fight with her. One of the first to ask for her hand was Kojo, who was actually bigger and stronger than Yonamine. He was so tall and well built that his hands were like shovel and his legs resembled the tree trunk. But he played foul, even as Yonamine was bowing to him in a contrary sign of respect. Now, what happened? The first man who came to marry the Yonamine was Kojo. He was stronger and bigger than Yonamine. But what happened? He was fouled. Most important, he was tall and he was built. His hand was like a shovel. When we dig the land, sand, so we use a shovel. Like that his hand were. And legs were resembled like a tree trunk. Like how trees are stronger, like that his legs were. But he played a foul match. When she was bowing front of her as a respect of sign in the match, he to one opponent, He threw a punch at her, breaking the rules of the game. Yonamain was angry. She caught hold of his arm and twisted it so powerfully that the unsupportive Kojo fell down in a heap and had to leap away defeated. Now, what happened? It was a game rules to bow. Two opponents will bow front of each other. But when Yonamain bowed front of her, what Kojo did? He punched at her, and he ruled the break. He break the rule of the match also of the game. Yonamain got angry, and what she did? She holded his arm twistedly, and unsupportedly she fell supportly and powerfully she twisted Kojo. And what happened? Kojo fall down with a hip, and he got defeated like that. Many promising young wrestlers tried their hand, but Yonamain defeated them all. Her father was in despair. Young men wanted to marry a girl who would cook and wash and many teas for their husbands. Who could marry a girl who enjoyed wrestling? Now, her father was worried because many wrestlers' handwer came to fight with Yonamain. But what happened? All got defeated and all went back. Now her father's worry were getting more and more because every father want a girl to get married. And what girls do? They cook and washes the vessels or clothes at the home, and they make tea for their husband. But here, who could marry a girl who enjoy wrestling? But now my daughter want a man who will enjoy the wrestling instead of having food and tea. Bushikayo was just a man. He had trained under the karate master Sakugawa. He proved to be such an expert that he was recruited by Soko, the king of Okinawa, to be her personal guard. Now, here is another man whose name is Bushi Kyo. Now, Bushi Kyo is a man who was trained under Sakugawa, a karate master. He was also a player, and he was recruited in Soko, the king, and he was a personal bodyguard in Okinawa. His friends said to Bushi, "You should take on the challenge of the girl Yonamain. She may be big, but you are stronger and smarter than her." Bushi too was need to marry a girl like Yonamain. He didn't wanted a delicate, fraggling girl for a wife. "I shall fight with her and win over her," he decided. Now one day what happened? Bushi, his friend, said that you should accept the challenge of Yonamain, a girl. She is also big, but you are stronger, Bushi, and smarter than her. So Bushi also wanted a girl like Yonamain because she is intelligent and talented. She don't wanted a girl who will be shy, fraggly, means she will be doing home's work only like a housewife. He wanted a smarter and intelligent girl, so he was ready to accept the challenge of Yonamain. Yonamain was impressed at the sight of a new challenger. She had heard that he was one of the King Soko personal warrior. He was tall and slim. He stood firmly on his feet and seemed unshakable. Above all, he had dark, piercing eyes which looked straight at the opponent and showed that he was fearless and straightforward. Now, even Yonamain was impressed with the sight of a new challenger. Means even she was ready to play with the new challenger. Even she has heard about the Bushi, that he was the personal bodyguard of King Soko, a personal warrior who guard the king. And even he is tall and slim. And he stood firmly at one feet without unbreakable, means on one leg he stood front of her without falling down or without shaking her leg. And he has a dark piercing eyes, means his eyes were so dark, looks like a piercing eyes. And he directly looks straight to the opponent without fearing or without blinking the eyes. He ready to fight straightforward. The wrestling match begins. Yonamain and Bushi bow to each other and they begin to attack each other. Now the match has begun. Yonamain and Bushi bow front of each other and the match has begun. The attacking with each other has been started. In earnest, The punch kicked and twisted using the best techniques. It looked as if the match was going to be tied. Nobody winning, nobody losing. Now what happened? All thought, now this match is not going to give any end, because this match is going to become a tie, because both were good player, no one was losing or no one was winning. So this match is going to become a tie match. But as a crucial moment in the fight, the Yonamine paused